Early on August 24, we headed towards Savannah, a coastal Georgia city separated from South Carolina by the Savannah River. It is known for its manicured parks, horse-drawn carriages, and ornate antebellum architecture. Its cobblestone history district is filled with squares and parks like Forsyth Park, shaded by magnolia blossoms and oak trees covered with Spanish moss. The historic district's architectural landmarks include the Gothic Revival Cathedral of St. John the Baptist that we would later visit.
Two left feet, but oh so neat as sweet Georgia Brown.
Ellis Square was laid out in 1733 as part of Decker Ward, the third ward created in Savannah. The square was originally called Decker Square and was later renamed after Sir Henry Ellis, the second royal governor of the colony of Georgia. Ellis Square was remodeled and officially reopened at a dedication ceremony held on March 11, 2010.
Georgia claimed her, Georgia named her, sweet Georgia.
Facing Ellis Square, the K building features marble and brass finishes, a brick and cast stone facade, and a streetscape complete with brick pavers, granite curbs, an ornate clock, and palm trees.
Georgia claimed her, Georgia named her, sweet Georgia.
In the first floor of this handsome building, we enjoyed the exhibition Savannah Impressions of a Century that showcased the drawings of beloved Savannah artist Christopher Murphy Jr. These images speak of a distinct period in the life of the city. They provide glimpses of a Savannah that has passed into history, from the industrial waterfront to the street life of the early 20th century, from grand civic architecture to humble lane cottages. Christopher Murphy observed and recorded his Savannah in a manner that is simultaneously honest, objective, and beautifully expressive. Adorning Ellis Square near the City Market Entertainment Hub is this iconic bronze statue sculpted by local artist Susie Chisholm, honoring Johnny Mercer's legacy. A Savannah native, Johnny Mercer was a lyricist, composer, performer, collaborator, businessman, philanthropist, and mentor. He penned nearly 1,400 songs, with the most famous being Moon River. He was the co-founder of Capitol Records Incorporated and founding president of the Songwriters Hall of Fame. He was also nominated for 18 Academy Awards for Best Song, winning 4 Oscars. His lyrics are significant contributions to the Great American Songbook. Johnny Mercer casually leans against the fire hydrant, peering up from his newspaper with a smile and a glimmer in his deep-set eyes. An inviting image of the lyrical legend first captured by photograph in New York City and now immortalized as a bronze cast statue in the heart of Mercer's native Savannah. Over in front of the City Market Entertainment Hub, the open-air marketplace includes 4 blocks of restored warehouses and shop fronts located on the site of the original market, where farmers and traders sold goods and wares more than 200 years ago. St. James Square was named in honor of a green space in London, England, and marked one of the most fashionable neighborhoods in early Savannah. It was renamed in 1883 to honor the Telfair family. It is the only square honoring a family rather than an individual. The Telfairs included former Governor Edward Telfair, Congressman Thomas Telfair, and Mary Telfair, benefactor of Savannah's Telfair Museum of Art. Orleans Square was laid out in 1815, commemorating General Andrew Jackson's victory at the Battle of New Orleans in January of that year. In the center of the square, the German Memorial Fountain honors early German immigrants to Savannah. Installed in 1989, it commemorates the 250th anniversary of Georgia and of Savannah, as well as the 300th anniversary of the arrival in Philadelphia of 13 Rhenish families. Orleans Square is located adjacent to the Savannah Civic Center. View of West Liberty Street lined with oak trees covered with Spanish moss. Lafayette Square was laid out in 1837 and is named for Gilbert du Motier, Marquis de Lafayette, the French hero of the American Revolution, who visited Savannah in 1825. The square contains a fountain commemorating the 250th anniversary of the founding of the Georgia colony, donated by the colonial dames of Georgia in 1984. Adjacent to the square is the Roman Catholic Cathedral of St. John the Baptist. Given this proximity, Lafayette Square features prominently in Savannah's massive St. Patrick's Day celebrations. Water in the fountain is dyed green for the occasion. The cathedral was erected in 1873 in French Gothic style. The spires were added in 1896 and it was renovated in 1961. Chippewa Square was laid out in 1815 and named in honor of American soldiers killed in the Battle of Chippewa during the War of 1812. This bronze statue of Georgia founder General James Oglethorpe was created by sculptor Daniel Chester French and unveiled in 1910. Chippewa Square is also home to First Baptist Church, 1833. The Independent Presbyterian Church of Savannah is the first Presbyterian church in Georgia, founded in 1755. The John P. Perusaks Riverfront Plaza is a historic river street with views of the Savannah River and passing ships, plus site of ongoing festivities. This historical marker, located in front of this statue of a ship hovering above a water fountain that was not working at the time, gives an account of the first steamship to cross the Atlantic Ocean, SS Savannah, and America's first successful iron steamship in commerce, SS John Randolph. The fountain was erected by the Propeller Club of the Port of Savannah as a tribute to maritime Savannah and to merchant and naval ships that have proudly carried its name around the world. The Cracked Earth World War II monument memorializes World War II military personnel who died fighting. The earth is split into two halves, representing a divided world during the war, with the names of all who served from Chatham County and received a Purple Heart or World War II Victory Medal listed on plaques inside.
Come on along, let me take you by the hand.
The colony of Georgia began on Savannah's waterfront in 1733. The riverfront has always played an important role in Georgia, whether as colonial port, exporter of cotton, or tourist destination. Completed in March 1991, the new Talmadge Memorial Cable Stayed Bridge replaced the old Talmadge Cantilever Truss Bridge, built in 1953, which had become a danger to large ships entering the port of Savannah, home of the largest single ocean container terminal on the U.S. eastern seaboard and the nation's fourth busiest seaport. The African American monument depicts a family of four embracing, with the chain of slavery at their feet. The statue was designed by Dorothy Spradley, a professor of the Savannah College of Art and Design. There is a plaque on the bottom of the statue with an inscription by Maya Angelou about slavery, which finishes with, "Today we are standing up together with faith and even some joy." The historic River Street offers views of the City Hall, early 1900s Renaissance Revival building, with a 70-foot gold leaf dome.
And if you care to hear that Swanee River play, in ragtime, come on here, Alexander.
Now in view the Savannah International Trade and Convention Center, and next to it the Westin Savannah Harbor Golf Resort and Spa Hotel. About Savannah's cobblestones. The earliest streets were little more than sandy avenues, and virtually all residential, commercial, and public structures were wood. As sailing vessels arrived to discharge and take on cargoes, the cobblestones they carried as ballast were often deposited along the Savannah River shoreline. For the city, cobble ballast became an inexpensive, durable, and fireproof building material. Cobble ballast also provided excellent material for paving Savannah's sandy streets. Today, cobblestones used for paving and construction contribute to the charm of the city's waterfront. Cotton dominated Savannah's exports throughout the 19th century. Construction began in the early 1800s for the multi-storied warehouses and Factor's Walk, named for the cotton brokers whose offices were in the upper floors. This replica of the tower of the City Exchange building on Bay Street now displays the oldest bell in Georgia, constructed in 1802. The Savannah Cotton Exchange building was completed in 1887 during the era when Savannah ranked first as a cotton seaport on the Atlantic and second in the world. Solomon's Lodge is a Masonic lodge founded in 1734 by James Oglethorpe and James Lacey, and claims to be the oldest continuing operating lodge in America. It occupies the old Savannah Cotton Exchange. These bronze cannons of English and French make, respectively, were presented to the Chatham Artillery by President Washington after his visit to Savannah in 1791. Then we stopped for lunch at the easygoing eatery from Paula Deen, featuring southern classics like fried chicken plus a buffet. After our late lunch, we decided to head back to South Carolina before the rush hour.